Good morning, it's June 13th, 2017. I'm home today. And when I woke up, came downstairs, I walked my dog, but skipping all that part, I turned on the TV and it had one of those paternity court shows on where they spend the episode with a couple arguing over whether this kid is his or not. And those shows make me so sick. No one's thinking about the child. It's all about the drama and the entertainment between the parents. But then, it's okay, stop. My cats are fighting. Stop. It's say that the person is their father. The child is there. The child is in the courtroom. So, say that person is not their father, then it's okay, well, that kid now has a dad who doesn't really want to be the dad, and that sucks. And if it's not their father, then the kid is well, that person who I was told is my dad is not my dad, and who is my dad? And the fact that people watch it for entertainment, it makes me sick. My cats are so precious. Titi, hi. How are you? Did you have a good nap that I just abruptly woke you up from? Yeah, you're a good kitty. And then we have Jackson over here, or as Roshan calls him, Fatson. And he's laying in Cameron's laundry. We're going on, like I said before, we're going on a cruise this weekend. So everyone's doing laundry and getting ready to go. Gosh, I just love my cats. Look at her. She's just so precious. So right now I'm walking my dog. I'm about to go out to dinner with my family. Actually, I don't know for sure. Actually, yeah. I don't think my brother's coming. I could be wrong about that. But, so I'm at least going with my mom and Donnie. Yeah, we're going to Glory Days, which, I know some people in Maryland. By some, I mean I know of one who doesn't know what Glory Days is. So if you don't have it around you, Glory Days is kind of like a Buffalo Wild Wings, except in my opinion it's better. Buffalo Wild Wings is like a sports bar type thing. But I'd say Buffalo Wild Wings is more about the sports, whereas Glory Days is more about the food. Both places offer both, but Glory Days is more about the food. So I got asked by a viewer the other day to talk about my story with being a vegetarian. So as a disclaimer, I'm not telling this story to shove my beliefs down anyone's throat. This is a question that was asked and I'm just going to answer it. So the reason I became a vegetarian is because I don't think it's okay to kill animals for any reason. And that's just the simple way of putting it. And yeah, that's what I believe. I became a vegetarian when I was 13 and a half, I guess. The reason I wasn't a vegetarian as a child is I just always thought that you had to be born a vegetarian or you just could never be a vegetarian. No one in my family is a vegetarian, it's just me. And actually, the way I became a vegetarian, the thing that clicked and made me decide to try to be a vegetarian was my dad. I live with my stepdad and my mom. My stepdad's name is Donnie. My dad, who I don't live with, he was trying to quit smoking. And his plan was to set a date for himself to quit, so he would smoke all up until that day, and that day he was going to quit cold turkey. And he read something, or a friend told him something about how that's a really good way to go about it. So I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to try being a vegetarian. And this is around October or September that I made this decision, and him and I both set the date as New Year's. So yeah, it was about September, October when I had decided to go vegetarian. So the weeks leading up to it, I was eating a bunch of meat, trying to get it out of my system basically for the rest of my life. Saying that though, looking back on it, I really didn't think I was gonna make it. I thought I would last a few days, and then the first time I go out to eat, I was gonna quit. But no, I didn't. I stayed with it. I actually remember the last meat I ate was ham. And I actually didn't like ham very much. And this is how it happened. It was a New Year's Eve party. I was with my dad. And I had eaten all of the other meat that was available to me. All the little appetizers and snacks that they had around. I ate all of it. And the only thing that was left was ham. So I was like, well, this is the last thing I'm ever going to eat, so I'm going to eat it. So the they're doing the countdown and I'm literally stuffing my face with ham. And so I swallow it when we get to 1, and that was the last meat that I ever purposefully ate. There have been a couple times when I accidentally ate meat, and I'll explain that, I guess, later in this too. So, being 13 and not coming from a vegetarian family, I didn't really know how to go vegetarian. Like, I did not really do it the right way. I was eating very unhealthy. Like, everyone tells you that vegetarians don't get enough protein, so my solution was to just eat a lot of protein, and the only, like, big source of protein I knew of was eggs. So I basically just ate eggs all the time, and I got really sick of eggs. Now I love eggs. Like, I stopped eating eggs for a while, but now I'm like, I love eggs. For the first month, I was feeling really sick, and, like, they tell you when you go vegetarian you lose a bunch of weight, and I was gaining weight, and I was like, well, this sucks, and I was super bloated, and I felt horrible. Honestly, I look back on it, I cannot believe that 13-year-old me was able to get through that. I just can't believe it. But after that month, I started to feel better. I lost 15 pounds right after that, because, like, I had gained 5 and then lost 15. So, like, that was amazing. And then as I got older, I started getting more into, like, health and nutrition and learning about that stuff. So I learned more about how I'm supposed to be eating. So I am much healthier than I was then, and I really do think that, honestly, this isn't even just being a vegetarian thing. Like, I think everybody should know how to eat healthy and know about nutrition and know what your body needs and what it's supposed to have. Like, I mean, especially if you go vegetarian, because there are some dietary restrictions that you're not used to. But even if you eat meat, I encourage you to go out and, like, look up what your body needs, because you may think you're eating right, but you may not be. Or you might be, you don't know. The hardest parts I found about being a vegetarian would probably be, like, going out to eat with friends and trying to agree on a restaurant, especially because just in general, I'm a very picky eater. Like, before and after becoming a vegetarian, I was a very picky eater. So it's already hard to find a place for me to eat, let alone now that I don't eat meat, it's harder because there's really nothing for me at steakhouses. Like, people are always like, you could get a salad, and I'm like, well, that's boring, and there's nothing in it, really. I mean, it's literally just me eating lettuce and carrots. I'm like, that's not worth anything. Especially if I'm paying for it. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $10 for a bowl of lettuce and carrots. And since I've come to college, I find it very difficult to eat vegetarian and eat healthy. It's not difficult to eat vegetarian on campus. It's difficult to eat healthy and vegetarian on campus. So that is something to think about, something to consider, something to really, like, research what food is at the campus that you're going to, because they can claim that they have a lot of options. Like, Towson claims that they have a lot of options, and they do. It's just not very healthy. And a lot of the options that they do have, like, they have a vegan section in one of the dining halls, and it's not that good. Some of it is. So like, they make these vegetarian meatballs that I think are so good, and every time they have them out, I get, like, an entire bowl of them. I'm like, these are delicious. But yeah, some of the things they have there, you know what, now that I think about it, I think, because what they'll do is they'll have someone cooking at the vegan section, and typically if it's cooked right there for you, it typically tends to be better. But if it's one of those times where they're just laying out the food and you grab it and go, it's typically not as good. I don't think Towson is a bad place for vegetarians, because I don't think other campuses do any better than Towson does. I mean, maybe a few, but I mean, in general, I think Towson is one of the best that you may get. Back to when I was talking about how everyone says that vegetarians need protein, which is true, but it's not as hard to get protein as people think. One thing that is needed to be watched out for when you're going vegetarian is vitamin B12. So I take vitamins, like I take 1-a-day women's vitamins, and that covers everything that I need. But yeah, if you're not taking vitamins, watch out for B12, because that is something you need. So some stories of some little trip-ups along the way of me being a vegetarian. It was within the first month of me being a vegetarian. It was a few weeks in, and I was at the mall with my family. It was just me and my brother walking around. We had, like, broken off from my family for a little bit, and we passed one of the Chinese restaurants where they, like, have little samples out, and he, like, handed me a toothpick with some kind of chicken on it, and I was like, oh, okay, and I ate it, and, like, I don't know why, but I forgot that chicken was meat. Like, I didn't associate this sample with being non-vegetarian. So I put it in my mouth and I was chewing it. My little brother was like, what are you doing? And I was like, what? I'm eating. And he's like, that's meat. And I was like, oh my God. And there was, it was really this internal decision I had to make, because part of me was like, I could just stop now. It would be so much easier for me to just not do this. I wouldn't feel as sick. I wouldn't have to spit this out. I wouldn't be like so upset. But I decided to keep going. I spit it out and I was like, okay. And there have been a couple times where I would eat an entire thing of something and then find out like there was chicken broth in it or something like that. So that's another tip. Research what isn't vegetarian, because there are some things that you think, like marshmallows are not vegetarian, and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of gummy things, like gummy bears, gummy worms, gummy stuff is not vegetarian. So research that kind of stuff. Another tip, unless you're already used to eating like the fake veggie food, like veggie burgers or veggie bacon type stuff, I would recommend not trying that stuff for a good few months, like maybe 6 months. They used to kind of make me sick when I first went vegetarian, and then after 6 months, I tried it again, and it tasted just like meat to me. I think like because it had been so long since I've had meat, I kind of forget what the taste is actually like, and the veggie food tastes the exact same to me. So like, I recommend waiting a few months to try that stuff if you're not already eating it. But overall, if you're thinking, even a little bit thinking of going vegetarian, I highly, highly, highly encourage it. I think it was one of the greatest decisions I've ever made. I'm so happy I did it. I'm going on like 5.5 years now, and I don't miss it at all. I really don't. Like, actually the thought of eating meat again is a little bit repulsive to me. So yeah, if you're even thinking about it a little bit, please, 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 please do it. If you have any other questions about being vegetarian or anything that you want to know, please leave a comment down below. I will answer it right away, basically. But yeah, greatest decision ever. Go vegetarian.
Glory, regular.
Glory Spring.
Hi, kitty. Oh, you meowing. Power of love. You keep meowing and you're so cute. Let me touch you. I love when we get home and our cat is just in the window waiting for us. Okay. We're coming back, kitty. Okay, so my day's pretty much over. I'm walking Piper right now, and I should probably go to bed soon. It's weird because I'm tired, but I don't want to sleep. Like, I almost want to... I don't know, I have all this stuff I want to do, but I'm tired. And I should sleep, because this weekend I have to get up super early. And I already slept in a lot today. I was sleeping in till noon. So like, if I keep doing that, I'm not gonna have as easy of a time waking up on Saturday. But then again, I don't want to go to sleep. So, oh well, also the internet isn't working very well right now, and I need to get this vlog up, but again, it's not working very well. So that's stressful. Tomorrow is another relax day. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere, and I'm gonna, I don't know, still recharge for my vacation and get ready for my next one. So, until tomorrow, remember to inspire others, do good things, and be happy.